Welcome to your high school sports 2017 season, powered by Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge. Great, ain't they?
Oh, delicious, especially when they're hot donuts. You got to get them when they're hot.
Make sure the hot light's on.
That's right.
We welcome Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge as our powered by sponsor. All right, guys, we're going to jump into things right quick. The question of the week, you know, fans, we always have a question of the week. This week's question is, guys, I'm going to throw it at you real quick. Are you okay with the TSSAA new? They changed everything around. They sent some schools to Chattanooga. They sent some schools up to Northeast. Are you okay with alignment for this year? Are you ready?
Every year I'm always okay. Anytime it's football season, I am always okay with it. You mentioned alignment as far as traveling and going here. That it really doesn't matter. Every year, as long as you're going to have 6 divisions up to 6A. Some schools, unfortunately, are going to have to do traveling. I mean, that's just part of it. But what I'm excited about this year is scheduling. As far as the scheduling is much competitive this year. For about the last 10 years, I'm sorry, but a lot of these teams, they've only had a half a season. I'm not saying anything bad about the teams that were really up to par, but what we're seeing now is the competitive teams are playing more competitive teams on their schedule, and that does nothing but help them when it comes time for the playoffs, when they're able to match up evenly throughout the season as opposed to maybe 2 or 3 strong games, and then I got 5 or 6 kind of okay, So that's what I'm excited about, and it gets started right off the bat, right here at the beginning of the year, which we'll talk about
sure
later.
Does.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, Chris is exactly right on the points he made. The one thing is, whether we like it or not, the way it works is how many students you have at your school, and then they actually move you up or move you down based on that. But the good part about it is we do get better competition going in to the first of the season. Some games we're going to talk about today, we get an East-West game on the first game of the season coming up.
Yes.
But those are just an idea of, like you're talking about, Chris, of the scheduling that we're going to see out through this year. So, yeah, I think it's great, and I think you're going to see a lot more games that are going to be early in the season that you usually wait for in the playoff time. Yeah. So that's really good to be fun to see, and that's going to be great for all of us high school football fans to get to see it early. So
you all right?
Get your donuts ready.
Instead
of popcorn, get your donuts ready.
Well, the question of the week sponsor this year is Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda, home of the lifetime warranty. Go by and see Kevin. Let them put you in a brand new Ford, Lincoln, or Mazda. We'll be right back here on Your High School Sports right after this.
I never thought I'd get into the car business or work with my dad, but some things you just shouldn't pass up, like our Carefree Car Deal with upfront pricing below the factory invoice and our lifetime powertrain warranty. You've just got to get to Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, online at gatewaydeal.com.
5 Oaks Tires, carrying top name brands Michelin Tires and BF Goodwrench Tires. Visit 5oakstire.com. Located on 1425 Parkway, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, or call 5 Oaks Tires at 865-453-3469.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want 1 or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme Donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme is a fundraising favorite, so call us today to help support your school or community fundraising efforts. Our delivery truck is there when you need us. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
Like and share to your high school sports page for your chance to win an Oppo suit today.
Welcome back to Your High School Sports, powered by Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge. You hear them? The donuts is great. I love them too. You know, the hot lights on, there's nothing like them, but they're good anytime. You know, you can go through and get your donut.
Oh, yeah.
And anytime. But at Joe's place, more than donuts, though, you know?
Oh, yeah. And we're going to find out about that hopefully throughout the season.
We are.
Yeah, good.
Well, it's time for Around the Nation and Across the Region. Right now, Chris is going to be bringing every week Around the Nation, powered by Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda. It's a sponsor. And Chris Blevins is going to be bringing Across the Region, sponsored by Buddy's Barbecue in Sevierville. You know, right there, right in front of, across from Lowe's, right there, with Buddy's Barbecue.
You can't beat that. Smoked barbecue.
We got food all over.
Oh, and I love this. I'm excited about this year, too. Yeah, we got a lot of food items.
So let's jump on in there. What do you got around the nation?
Around the nation, well, I'm going to be honest. This is the beginning of the season. This is, well, for some states. See, that's the thing about Around the Nation is everybody's football season and schedule doesn't start at the same time.
Right.
Of course, we have the Tennessee football. We've got a lot of their teams are going to start this week. And then Virginia, we talk about Virginia schools and some North Carolina schools. They start actually next week. And then, like I said, it kind of flip-flop back and forth with the other states across the nation. So what we're going to do is we're going to give you some quick little updates, what's going on around the nation, those big stories, the stories that, made big news. We may briefly talk about that. So we're going to start all that next week. So, and we actually, like I said, speaking of North Carolina, we may tap in like we did last year, talk to Jimmy, let him give us a little report from Charlotte area.
Yeah,
so
okay.
We'll check into that. No guarantee, but we'll check into it.
No guarantee.
Yeah.
Chris Reddick is here to talk about Across the Region, sponsored by Buddy's Barbecue. What do you got around the region?
Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do this year, Roddy, is we're going to make sure that we bring all the games that are close to where you guys at home. So we're going to be in Sevier County, we're going to be in Morristown, we're going to be in the Tri-Cities, and we'll make sure we kind of bring the games that you see locally here to you, and I'll talk more about that. But one thing I want to make sure we talk about before we get into those games is here we're going to be doing 4 games that I want Roddy to talk about, and we're going to be bringing to you at a certain charter channel.
Yes, we are.
He can kind of bring it to you there, but I think it's going to be exciting, Roddy, about these 4 games. And I'll read the 4 games and let Roddy tell you more about them. On September the 8th, we're going to be having Dobbins-Bennett at Sevier County. On September 29th, we're going to be having GP, Gatlinburg-Pittman, against Pigeon Forge. And on October the 6th, we have Northview Academy and at Pigeon Forge again. And then October 12th, rounding out our 4 games, we're going to be doing Seymour versus Sevier County at Sevier County. So those are 4 games to look forward to, and I'll let Roddy give you the details about that.
What Chris was talking about, Your High School Sports has gotten into broadcasting 4 Sevier County games this year. Sevier County High Schools is called the Game of the Week in Sevier County, and it is presented by Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway, right there in Pigeon Forge, and by Claybo's Express Car Wash out on Wires Valley Road in Pigeon Forge, and Buddy's Barbecue of Sevierville. They have teamed up with Your High School Sports, and we're going to bring you 4 exciting games in Sevier County that you'll be able to see, be playback games. You'll be able to see the game on the Wednesday night following the Friday's game on Charter Channel 196 in Sevier County. Guys, these 2 guys are going to be a part of it, and Ralph Miranda is going to be back with us, and Ralph will be doing the play-by-play. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, I'm definitely excited. This is something I used to do for other schools, but I'm excited about doing this in Sevier County. I'll be producing the show, but right beside me, Chris, he's going to be actually doing color for the game, and he just mentioned Ralph Miranda, who actually played for that Notre Dame team that won a national championship. Beat Alabama with Joe Montana. So we've got a great crew, and Ralph's going to be doing he's actually going to be calling the game. So excited about the crew, excited about producing it. And
look for our poster.
Look for the poster.
We'll be there.
Look for
our website.
And look for any of us there, because we may have some Krispy Kreme donuts so that you may want to snatch from us.
All right. Thanks, Chris, for that segment on Around the Nation. He'll have more next week. Now it's time for Coach's Corner with Coach Scott Meadows. Coach, welcome to Your High School Sports.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me, and look forward to being a part of it each week.
Coach, I know that you're not coaching football anymore, but you're still around the game. You're part of our team, but tell our fans what all you're doing now.
Well, right now I'm doing a lot of things. So I've got the title of Director of Football Operations at Pigeon Forge, and I'm doing a lot of stuff county also for our superintendent, Dr. Jack Parton, and also I've got a website of different offense, or my offense, and really going to country and speaking at different coaching clinics and talking with coaches, and it's been a lot of fun.
I know that one thing you're working on something for your high school sports is what's going to come off next year. We'll talk about that later, but give us some kind of overview of what you're going to be doing here on your high school sports.
Well, I'm going to try to bring and talk a little bit about different topics each week, whether it be rule changes, different ball games, something that hopefully the fans and everybody will get something out of, and I'm looking forward to it, and I'm just excited to be a part of it.
All right, Coach, we appreciate it, and we'll be talking to you next week. That's Coach Scott Meadows. He'll be here on your high school sports each and every week with his Coach's Corner segment. We'll be right back here on your high school sports right after this.
The revolutionary safety of the Michelin Premier family of tires is now available for more cars, trucks, minivans, and SUVs. So whatever you drive, you can take on wet or slippery roads with confidence mile after mile. Double D Tire can help you take changing weather in stride and save. Double D Tire has been family owned and operated since 1981. Owners Tommy and Flint Carter specialize in tires, alignments, brakes, suspension repairing, and custom wheels. Double D Tire would like to thank all their customers and look forward to serving you in the future.
A milestone, 49 years in the automotive business. Phil Bachman and Myron Bernard have provided the automotive needs for people from Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, Western North Carolina with the vehicles that they desire. Choose from Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac right here at Bachman Bernard in Greenville. We're in the prettiest area. We give the lowest prices, the highest rebate, and the best interest rates. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac right here in Greenville, where as always, we're gonna save you money.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want one or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme is a fundraising favorite, so call us today to help support your school or community fundraising efforts. Our delivery truck is there when you need us. Krispy Kreme Donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
Grindstaff Kia is your premier Kia store in all of the Mountain Empire.
I got that Kia in my pocket. I got that Gozo in my feet.
2018 LX Optima starting at $247 per month with zero down, zero first payment, and zero security deposit. 2017 all-wheel drive LX Sportage, 25 to choose from, $279 per month.
I got that Kia in my pocket. I got that Gozo in my feet.
So clean, so shiny, your car will look brand new at Claybo's Express Shine Car Wash. Choose from a basic car wash to the manager special, or purchase a monthly pass where you can go once a day, every day for a month. The neon lights look so cool while your car gets a fantastic wash in just minutes. So get the best car wash in town at Claybo's Express Shine Car Wash, located on Wears Valley Road, right across from Claybo's Campground, open 8 to 8.
The right services you need from a name you can trust at Crescent Center Drugs. Whether it's hormone replacement therapy or if you need to update your immunizations for flu, pneumonia, or shingles, Crescent Center Drugs has a professional and friendly staff always ready to take care of you. That's why for many years, Crescent Center Drugs has been your good neighbor pharmacy. Right now, getting your medicine is fast and easy when you sign up for the IVR system. It's simple. Once your prescription is filled, your box is scanned, and you instantly receive a phone call or text for pickup. Visit Crescent Center Drugs inside the Crescent Shopping Center.
Welcome back to Your High School Sports. I'm your host, Roddy Woods, and now on the line with us is Mr. Bart Lyons. We got a new segment for Bart. It's called Bart Lyons Northeast Tennessee Report, and it's sponsored by Porter Tire Stores right there in Johnson City. Mr. Bart, talk about what's going on up there in the Tri-Cities area.
I'll tell you what, the game of the night, Friday night, will be Elizabethton versus Science Hill. And it should be a great, great matchup between two historic rivalry schools.
I know when you talk about that, and I can hear the excitement in your voice, you know, that's only one of the big games. There's another big game down in Greenville when Dobbins Bennett Indians travel to Greenville. What about that game?
That's another game that's highlighted on everyone's calendar up here in Northeast Tennessee. The Indians traditionally rich, pound for pound, one of the toughest programs around. But I tell you what, those folks down in Greenville have something really, really good with those young Greenville Green Devils that they're going to be exciting to watch this year.
Hey, Bart, give us a couple names to watch out for this year.
I tell you what, when we talk about Northeast Tennessee, the name Corey Russell, he's a do-it-all style player. He's pound for pound, in my opinion, the best player in Northeast Tennessee. Rushed for 1,400 yards with an 8-yard average, and also found time to throw 35 completions on 50 attempts at quarterback. And then in his spare time, Roddy, he caught 22 passes just for fun. Total of 29 touchdowns. He threw 7 and had 3 picks on defense as well for the Cyclones.
So it sounds like Science Hill's got their hands full come Friday night.
Science Hill definitely does. But I'll tell you what, we got a good quarterback of our own in 1,000-yard rusher and 1,000-yard passer, Jalen Adams. Our offensive backfield is packed full of talent. Meek Watterson is back. We got big Drew Morrison at fullback, and a super sophomore sensation, Malik Bang Bang Bowman, will be back there as well. So keep an eye on him. He's a very good up-and-coming player for the Hilltoppers.
Bart, you know, you always do a great job for us up there in the Northeast, and also you're going to be giving out a Player of the Week each week, sponsored by Porter Tires right there in Johnson City. They have 7 locations across East Tennessee, but I tell you what, next week I want you to give us a Player of the Week, sponsored by Porter Tire Stores.
We'll be more than happy to. And those folks at Porter Tires, they do a great job for anyone in the area that needs some tires. They meet all your needs as far as tires and rotations and alignments and all that good stuff. Glad to have them on board as a partner with us.
All right. Well, Mr. Bart Lyons, we'll look forward to talking to you next week right here on Your High School Sports.
Remember when she was 5 years old and there came the time to let go of the bicycle and watch her soar away? Now she's all grown up and off to spread her wings. You can rest more easily with her on a set of Michelin tires from Porter's Tire Stores. Michelin tires have safety features like 14-foot shorter stopping distance, and Porter's Tire Stores have 60 years of tire service experience. With your little girl on Michelin tires from Porter's Tire Stores, maybe it will be a little easier to let go. Porter's Tire Store. Ask your granddad about us.
Today is the Network King Lee Williams here, folks, and we're here shooting some adventures of commercials here for the Network King for Your High School Sports. It's going to be a great show indeed, but I'm telling you, got my man here. We had to get a 10-day contract to get him in to throw the football because we had to find the right quarterback to throw me the football for this commercial. My man Matt right here, folks. You see him, Mr. Strong Arm, throwing spirals all day. Hey, thank you for doing this, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, folks.
Get the right services you need from a name you can trust at Crescent Center Drugs. Whether it's hormone replacement therapy or if you need to update your immunizations for flu, pneumonia, or shingles, Crescent Center Drugs has a professional and friendly staff always ready to take care of you. That's why for many years, Crescent Center Drugs has been your good neighbor pharmacy. Right now, getting your medicine is fast and easy when you sign up for the IVR system. It's simple. Once your prescription is filled, your box is scanned, and you instantly receive a phone call or text for pickup. Visit Crescent Center Drugs inside the Crescent Shopping Center.
If you're in the market for a quality used vehicle, here's a grand opening you don't want to miss. Gateway Auto Center of Jonesboro is now open. East Tennessee's bargain outlet for cars, trucks, SUVs, and more. Located across from Ingalls in Jonesboro, a division of Gateway Ford Lincoln Mazda in Greenville, and the only used car dealer in the region offering the Gateway Carefree Car Deal on over 100 pre-owned vehicles. Upfront pricing posted on the windshield. Top dollar for your trade-in and a lifetime powertrain warranty. Gateway Auto Center on Highway 11E in Jonesboro. Online at gatewayusedcars.com.
My name is Tim Oakes. I'm basically owner and general manager here at Oakes Salvage Freight. We started the business 20 years ago. We carry anything in building material from roofing, siding, it could be wood siding, vinyl windows, exterior doors, interior doors, any type of flooring, So we'd love to have you. Come by if you can.
A milestone, 49 years in the automotive business. Bill Bachman and Myron Bernard have provided the automotive needs for people from Northeast Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, Western North Carolina with the vehicles that they desire. Choose from Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac right here at Bachman Bernard in Greenville. We're in the prettiest area. We give the lowest prices, the highest rebates, and the best interest rates. Make the short trip to Bachman Bernard Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, Cadillac right here in Greenville, where as always, we're gonna save you money.
Just look at all those freshly made Krispy Kreme donuts. I'm sure it makes you want one or a dozen right now. So come visit our locally owned and operated Krispy Kreme donuts in Pigeon Forge. Our Krispy Kreme donuts are made fresh daily, our service is fast and friendly, and the taste will put a smile on anyone's face. Krispy Kreme donuts on the Parkway in Pigeon Forge.
Grindstaff Kia is your premier Kia store in all of the Mountain Empire.
I got that Kia in my pocket. I got that good soul in my feet.
2018 LX Optima starting at $247 per month with 0 down, 0 first payment, and 0 security deposit. 2017 all-wheel drive LX Sportage, 25 to choose from, $279 per month.
I got that Kia in my pocket. I got that good soul in my feet.
C-Y-C-L-O-N-E-S. 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 This is the EHS varsity cheer team, and you're watching Your High School Sports.
Welcome back to Your High School Sports. I'm Roddy Woods along with Chris Reddick and Chris Blevins. We're here to bring you all the excitement for 2017. Guys, we have got just a bone burner coming out of the gate. You talked about it earlier. Spotlight, the Ball Corporation Spotlight Game of the Week is Morristown West at Morristown East. What a game to kick the season off.
It's going to be a great game. And I mean, this is a game normally you get mid-season, but it's also one of the highlighted games we always have every single year. So just to get started real quick, it's going to be a, kind of on paper game, a blowout looking like game for West and East. But you got to remember, West lost coaches this past year, players moving up to 6A. East is coming off a pretty good season when it comes to the conference play, finishing second, but West obviously finished first. So they got a lot to prove. I think you're going to see a good football game on Friday night, and definitely one to get pumped up for. Sometimes that first game shouldn't have to get pumped for, but it's East-West on the first night of high school football at Burke-Toney Stadium, so you don't want to miss that. But I know Chris got a little more about West, but I think it's going to be a little bit closer actually in the game than it looks on paper.
Well, you brought up an interesting point that I was actually want to ask you. Normally, this is a game that East and West builds up to somewhere close towards the end of the season. Totally changed it this year. Normally, East-West is kind of friends in that first week because normally they play the what's that? Kickoff Classic, where they both get to share the field at the same time and watch each other play and kind of cheer each other on. But this year they've done things totally different. These guys are matching up right at the beginning. You being from Morristown East, is this a little weird?
Well, it is very weird because even when I saw on the schedule, I thought it was a misprint. So I tell you, but the vibe around Morristown is everybody's going to be there. I say it'll be one of the most packed games you'll see all season just because it's the unknowns you don't know. You want to come out and see what everybody's got, and it's the first game. So it is kind of exciting in that aspect that, yes, everybody is kind of taking off like, oh, my gosh, this is the first game of the season, which I'm excited to see. I'm also ready to see some of the talent they got. West got at quarterback. His name was what again?
Fullback.
I'm very excited to see him. He can throw the ball around a little bit. And I know East has got some weapons at running back. So we're going to be kind of getting to see some new names, some new faces we talk about every new season. And I'm sure coming up next week, we'll have some new names to talk about after this first East-West game.
Well, I did get a chance to see a little taste of West. They played Elizabethton in a scrimmage. Elizabethton looked real good against West, but that's not to say that that may have any kind of indication of what West is going to do or not do against East. Like you said, you made a great valid point. It may look on paper that West is a little bit better. Like I said, their passing game looked pretty good. Like to see a little more out of their running game. But first game of the season, anybody's ball game. Anything can happen. So where East may lack a little, they may make up for it just by being the first game jitters and make a jump and attack on them. So, this is kind of a toss-up game, but I'm going to go West.
But I think it's also a momentum game, too, before we finish it out. If you win this game, it could push you somewhere, and I guarantee we'll go back later on. We get midseason and talk about this game of where it put them out going forward.
All right. Okay, guys. The
reason why I had to say I'm going West, and I called it earlier. We know who he's going to pick.
know.
So there was no spoiler there.
Our spotlight game of the week, sponsored by Ball Corporation, is Science Hill at Elizabethton. Who you got?
Oh, my gosh. This is a big one. Once again, first game of the year. Normally it's first game of the year for Science Hill, but this is the first game for the first time for Elizabethton. So this should be interesting. They're not going to have any kind of play behind their belt, but players to watch for. You heard it earlier by Bart, Mr. Corey Russell. You definitely need to watch him. Watch for the quarterback, Carter, and also watch for a new receiver by the name of Wetzel. He may be a surprise. But Science Hill on the other side with Mr. Jalen Adams. I got to see that game against Dobbins Bennett last year that he had a remarkable game of almost like 400 all-purpose yards. So this kid is going to be tough to stop because he can do everything.
Who you taking?
You know what? Like I said, no spoiler alert here. Betsy, baby, we need one. We haven't won in 8 years.
Who you got?
I'm going to go Elizabethton as well,
Okay.
but I tell you what, I'm excited to see Russell too. I heard he can do it all.
Yeah.
All right, quick picks, right quick, guys. Knox Central at Tennessee High.
Knox Central.
Central.
Catholic at Maryville. New Maryville coach. Will the tradition continue at Maryville?
Maryville.
Oh, Oak Ridge and Hardin
I like
Valley.
the coach. I like the new coach.
I do
Maryville.
too.
I think he's going to do great.
I think he'll do great.
Oh, man.
Oak Ridge, Hardin Valley.
I got my man Dykes and Graham. Golly, I'm sorry, guys. I'll let you pick.
Oh, God. Oak Ridge.
All right. Dobbins Bennett Green. Dobbins Bennett Green.
I'm going to go Greenville.
If DB wins, it's Greenville.
Okay. Crockett, new coach, NFL guy, coaching Crockett. Seymour.
We're going to see what Crockett do. I'm going to Seymour.
Crockett.
All right. You heard it right here. All right. Our first Your High School Sports Top 10. We're rolling it out tonight. This is Friday morning.
Go for it.
Farragut won state last year. Got to have Maryville up our number 2. Greenville number 3. Fulton number 4. Hardin Valley 5. Knox Catholic 6. Science Hill 7. Elizabethton 8. Knox Central 9th. And Oak Ridge coming in at 10.
Sounds good to me.
Just remember on your high school sports, if you lose,
you're out.
You're out.
There ain't no falling down. So you best win. Guys, it's been a great opening act for us, for Your High School Sports. Chris Blevins, Chris Reddick, I'm Roddy Woods. We'll see you next week right here on Your High School Sports.